Hey, Dean. It's Kurt from Seattle, Washington, headquarters for Travis Industries. Where it comes down to it, Dean, it's, are we making people happy? Do people love their stove? That's the bottom line. So all the patents, all the awards in the world don't mean anything if people aren't happy. So we see this people loving their product, and it makes a big difference in living in their home space. That's where the rubber meets the road for us.
Well, it's a real testament to you and your entire company to keep that passion after 41 years. I know I still have it. I still love fire. It's something that's in our blood, right? But it's also, again, stressing. I can't stress enough how good it is to sell products from a company with the consumer in mind, and something that is so American made like that. I think bringing that American pride back into life, into the American way of life is just a fantastic feat.
That's what's so much fun, is that we're doing something. We've been working with fire, and it's a gathering place. It's a central place for the home. And fire's been with mankind from the beginning. We harnessed fire tens of thousands of years ago. And it's been our friend. It's given us comfort. It's given us heat. It's given us even romance. It's given us these gathering places for music, for food, for just great conversations. So here we are today, the modern cavemen, Dean. That's all we are.
So I think if people want to take the trip, if they really find out, they can fly all the way to the other end of the country to Travis Industries and have a tour. Or they can see over 75 of your products here at our shop, here in Plantsville, where so many of them are operating, and there's nothing like comparing a product online, something that's operating, rather than just comparing information that you get online, which is usually wrong anyway.
You bet. You bet. So much of what we design into the fireplaces has got to be experienced. That's why the way you do your store is so critical. And that's why so many people trust you guys and buy from you, because you understand the value in having these units operational so people can experience the heaters. You've done it better than anybody.
Well, in order to install it, in order to service it, we want products that aren't going to break down. With 40 years worth of customers, with over 40,000 customers in that time, we need durable products that have that reliability and that dependability factor. For instance, your gas products are furnace rated, right? Furnace rating, you don't have to be, but having that furnace rating gives it that reliability that others don't necessarily have to have, because you can rely on it as a source of heat, even though you may get it for aesthetic reasons. Having that furnace rating on it, which you don't have to do, gives the person that peace of mind that that unit is not going to have the breakdowns that others can possibly have.
If you think of the words commercial grade, everything we build is commercial grade products, okay? And a very common comment we get when people file a warranty card, they buy a new appliance, they file, they register the warranty. So many of the comments we get is, I didn't expect my furnace not to come on. I didn't think it'd get as much heat or be as well distributed as it is. So we get a lot of people that don't buy and think they're going to heat their whole house and end up their furnace doesn't come on for 6 weeks because they're using the fireplace. That's a very common comment.
I'll attest to that. I mean, my wood-burning Fireplace Xtrordinair, I like to tell people all the time, that's what bought my GMC Denali pickup, just by the oil that I saved. And it's so quiet because this positive pressure is something that I kind of want to get into. You decided you have a fan that is located outside the home, bringing outside air, 400 cubic feet of outside air every minute coming into someone's home. Now that is enough to replace all the air in a 2,000 square foot, basic 2,000 square foot house every 40 minutes. That's one healthy fireplace, never mind what it's going to heat.
Yeah, you mentioned that's called our positive pressure. And positive pressure was doing exactly that. It's taking outside air, heating it up, circulating it throughout the home. And you get this positive pressure within the home, and your heated air is going to go to the lowest pressure point. So if there is a crack around the door or the window, it's going to keep the cold air from coming in the house. You get a positive pressure in the home of fresh air continually. I have that fireplace in my home here in Seattle, and I found it did the best job of any of the wood heaters of actually moving the heat throughout the home. That you're bringing in a continual supply of outside air, heating it, and putting it into the home environment. So that positive pressure, just one of the many products we manufacture, but gosh, does that work great.
So if people have old windows like I did when I moved in to my place, most of it was built in the 1950s and had huge windows. Some of them are 25, 30 feet of glass. That once you have that positive pressure, you could sit right underneath it with that window to your back within inches. With it 0 degrees outside, you can't feel that cold air. And it's all due to that positive pressure. And again, I have to bring that up because a lot of people don't realize that this type of a product exists. And you've been making this since the early 1990s, correct?
Yeah, we've been using that concept on different heaters for quite a while. So we have positive pressure, we use convection, natural convection. So as a lot of our heaters have a convection chamber around them, so as the air heats up, as that appliance heats up, air rises and it comes out the front, the upper registers on the front of an insert or a fireplace, for example, and it replaces it, takes cooler, lower air in the room and circulates it naturally around those appliances. So there's radiant energy. Some of our units have great radiant surface like the cast iron stoves or the steel stoves. Other ones we are built flush into the wall, but we have that chamber built in it. The positive pressure requires a fan, but it's the most efficient. So you have positive pressure, you have convection, you have radiant energy. All that's working silently to heat a home.
Which is true, right? With that, now that size fan is about 3 times larger than what you would normally have in a wood stove, but you can't hear it when it's on. Many times people be in my store, and while I'm talking to them, I'll be starting that Elite, and after 20, 25 minutes into the conversation, the fan comes on and they don't even know it because you can't hear it. Plus the fact that you also do extensive safety training, testing rather, on your product so that you can put that big of a fireplace, a wood-burning fireplace, into wood studs, into a regular structure that these normal, what they call condo boxes, would have. So, and again, the specifications that you have can pretty much take that out. We've ripped those out of houses and replaced them and put yours right in. It can even use the same chimney if it's in good shape.
It's become a very popular thing as people realize it's available. You can take a metal fireplace, the existing metal fireplace in your home today, and like Dean can come in, remove it, and put an efficient modern appliance in that same space. That's right. Been something that, as people realize that's available, we're getting a lot of people going, get this out of here, get me something beautiful, get me something that really heats. And that's been a real surprise to consumers, and that's something you guys have done a great job with.
Yeah, well, it's, again, people who have those kinds of fireplaces have come into our store, and when that 44 Elite is lit, they come in and say, I want to put that fire in my fireplace. And after finding out it's one of those tin steel fireplaces, we say, boy, if I ever put that much heat in your fireplace, it would melt. It can't happen. It's an entirely different unit. So again, it's technology a lot of people don't know about, and that's why we invite them into our store where we can better explain these products for them, what they can do. And like I said, they pay for themselves anyway. What product does that, right?
As well as the enjoyment, yeah, you're saving money.
That's right. Nothing better.
Dean, I got a phone call coming into the office, and my receptionist goes, you want to call this guy back. So I look at it, and it's this message from a gentleman in Ohio. He's 91 years old, and he wanted to call me to tell me, I'm reading the note. This is the best investment he's ever made in his life. That's a pretty long life. I had to call the guy back. And I talked to him for about probably half an hour. He bought one of our cast iron wood burning stoves, and he felt it was the best investment he's ever made. And he told me how cold it's been over the last 3 years. He's had the product for 3 years, and he was just motivated to call, and he saw my name in one of the his owner's manual. So he called and asked for me. He wanted to let me know how happy he was with his new, well, he'd owned it for 3 years already. But that's the kind of stuff that really, as a designer, as the guy that runs our product development still, it makes your day. It makes your month, in fact, when someone calls and tells you how this has improved their home or their comfort in their home. Great interaction.
Most definite. I have to agree 100% with you on that one, Kurt. Really, really do.